Wow. I didn't know that this session ended. Wow, are you serious? Okay. I'm so sorry, brother, man.
No
This is this, this,
worries.
this is this is just aha. Okay. So man, it's really crazy, man. Instagram had to just shut me out for some time. All right. Let's continue. So yeah. So I'm here with uh Mr. or let's say Honorable Olusegun, right? Ayo-Ariyo, right? Yes, yes, yes. So as I was saying before, I need to formally introduce you to everyone, or our audience. Well, yeah, this our big man right here, right? Is a dynamic and results driven professional with expertise in sales management, operations, and customer service, with a background in computer science for economics and an MSc in international business and entrepreneurship from the Romanian American University. He combines technical knowledge with strategic business acumen. Currently serving as a strategic, sorry, is currently serving as a sales analyst at Stanley Black and Decker Incorporated. He specializes in streamlining business processes and implementing performance-driven strategies beyond his corporate experience. Mr. Olusegun is an adept public speaker, having honed his communication skills through various leadership and training roles. He has delivered presentations on sales techniques, business strategies, and cross-cultural communication, and engaging diverse audiences with clarity and confidence. That confidence is very key. Confidence. Yeah. He's passionate about continuous learning and problem solving. He thrives in challenging environments. Man, it is rare to see people thriving in challenging environments, especially when you are being pressurized with different work, right? Okay, that's good. That's good. Where you can leverage its diverse skill sets to drive efficiency and growth. Like I said before, let's welcome our Honorable Olusegun Ayo-Ariyo.
Thank thank you once again, Ezekiel, for having me. It's a genuine pleasure to be here with you and also to reach out to your audience. It's I mean, you know this better than anyone else. It's been a long time coming. We've spoken about this for quite a while now, and we planned this a long time ahead. So yeah, I'm looking forward to conversing with your audience today, and I hope that someone will pick up a thing or two from what I have to share, and I hope that this will help someone to achieve whatever it is that they're striving for.
Great, great, great. So welcome one more time so that we don't waste much time. And yes, topic or the whole theme for this session, right, is the doggedness of an accomplisher, right? Uh, I really don't know how to put it well, but I think I'll just give you the whole session to just take over because maybe yes. And because I'm not telling you, I said, let me sit down, let me meditate and think about a topic or a theme that we could actually that is going to be more productive in our session. So I think this is actually in your own in your own hands to just give us what you have for us in terms of determination, in terms of the passion for someone who is really going in and going hard towards success, right? So, like I said before, let's go. This is Mr. Olusegun. Mr. Olusegun, give it to us hot, hot. Give it to us hot, hot. Yeah, yeah.
Once again, I say thank you very much for having me. Indeed, as you said, the doggedness of an accomplisher. So pretty much what are we trying to pass across? What is the message that if you would take anything from anything that we're about to say today, what should it be? Well, from the onset, I'm telling you, if there's one thing that I want you to take out from anything that I will say today, is the fact that the only person who doesn't achieve their goals is the one who gives up. The moment that you give up, you're guaranteeing 100% that your goal is never going to be met. That's one thing that if you need to pick anything, please hold on to that. We're going to be talking today, but most of the time I will tell you stories about myself. I would like to use myself as an example.
Okay.
And I would like you to pay a bit of attention to this and maybe hopefully pick one or two things here and there, right? To give you a bit of an understanding about the person that I am, a bit more background, I should say. I grew up in a military home. Grandfather military, grandfather from father's side military, grandfather from mother's side was a police officer. My father was a military officer as well. So all my life, the only thing I knew was military style, order. This was what I knew. I used to joke to a lot of people that when I came to Romania, coming to school in Romania was the first time ever in my life that I attended a school that wasn't military themed. The first time.
Wow.
All of my life, from nursery school, primary school, secondary school, everything was military based, right? And one of the things that they teach you in military is to always be prepared. Always be prepared. Always have a plan A, and always have a plan B, and always have a plan C. Every time they teach you this. Now, I'm much of a free spirit, I should say. I'm much of a free spirit because I like to learn from my mistakes. This is me as a person. I like to learn from my mistakes. The way that I grow is if I will try something and it doesn't work, I know, okay, so I'm not going to do this again. I will do something else. But you have to adapt.
Yeah.
You have to adapt. It's not just doing something and saying, oh, it failed. Okay, I'm going to try this. What's your guarantee that what you're trying next is also not going to fail? Is also going to fail? What guarantee do you have that it won't fail? The only way that you can fix this aspect is learning from what you've done. So learn from what you've done in the first time that didn't work. And then I think to myself, okay, so this is the thing that didn't work. At what point did it go wrong? This is it? Okay, I'll continue the same steps that I did. When I get to this point, I'm changing it. Right? And then I will go forward. It's the same principle for me, even in my day-to-day life today, even in my work today. I work as an analyst. And what do we do as analysts? We look for weak links.
Yeah.
We look for weak links to help grow. And in my case, I work in sales. So how can I always improve the sales of my company? How can I help the sales team to improve when they go out and go to client meets and things like this? My father used to say something about, preparedness. Always, when opportunity meets preparedness, then you're guaranteed for success. Something of the sorts. And, as Nigerians, we have this famous saying. I mean, there are a couple of them. One of them is, heaven helps those who help themselves. Very, very famous saying. We say it all the time. And we also say opportunity comes but once. Right?
Yeah.
But they tell you opportunity comes but once, but nobody seems to ever tell you what happens, what you need to do so that that opportunity will come.
Yeah.
If you're not ready when that opportunity will come, that is a missed opportunity. That is a missed opportunity. Signed, stamped, delivered. 100% is a missed opportunity. You know, you hear people praying left, right, and center. God, send my helper to me. Let my helper meet me. Okay. The helper will come. Because every single prayer that you're making, God is listening to it. He's listening to it, but he's not answering you in the way that you think that you're going to get a response. He's not coming down and, God, I haven't eaten today. What am I going to eat? I never chop everywhere red. God, make I just see one bread like this. Make I just see this. You know, we say things like this, but God is not going to bring that bread and beans and come and give it to you. No. He's not going to give it to you like this. The food is not going to magically appear. He will send somebody that will provide it to you. Now, brings me to another famous saying: teach a man to give a man fish, you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. Now,
exactly, yeah.
That opportunity, when the opportunity comes, what do you have to offer? What do you have to offer? I will make reference to a lot of sayings. Another one being, it just skipped my mind right now. My apologies. But the saying that I wanted to reference to was, it's better to be a master of one than to be than to not to be a follower at all. Something of the sort. It's kind of a bit foggy in my head. Pick something that it is that you want to do. It's not easy for everybody to decide what it is. What do I want to do in my life? What is the thing that is going to help me? What is my purpose? It's not easy. I can tell you that the most accomplished people on the planet, it took them a long time before they figured out exactly what they wanted to do. If you would ask some of them today, they're still figuring it out. They're still figuring it out. But you know, the key concept with people like this, or the constant thing with people like this, is they're always seeking to improve on one thing. You know, I'm improving on this thing. I've done the most I can do with this thing. Okay, then I'll do another one. But there's always the room for improvement. A lot of the people that I've met, the thing that I've seen that happens a lot is the fact that you try something at the slightest inconvenience. God doesn't want it for me like this. That's not what God. Apparently, if it not work, it means that God don't want it for me. You are a joker. You are a joker. No, it is the truth. Now, I'm not going to say that there are some things that God, is happening and God is literally hitting your head and like, live there. You need to pay attention also. You need to also have a communication with God. You have to have a life with God for you to understand exactly what is the message that is being passed across. Because if not, stupidity, they say, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, right? But if you don't know how to listen, if you do not know how to listen, you will never hear the message that God is passing over to you. Never.
Yeah.
Now, when that message comes, it's how you act on it. You always have to be prepared. What do you have to offer? What do you have to offer? If I will come to you today and I will say to you, hey, how can I help you? What can I do for you that will make your life better? I can guarantee you that a lot of people will respond to me saying, Baba, na money I need. Baba, if I just see money like this, failure is to the man that chases after money. Failure is to the man that chases after money. Seek improvement. Seek knowledge. Even the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and every other thing will be added unto you. Seek knowledge. When God asked Solomon, what is it that you want? Did he say he wanted cars? Did he say he wanted horses? Did he say he wanted donkeys? No. Wisdom. Today, it doesn't matter what Solomon must have done. It doesn't matter that Solomon had tons of wives and tons of concubines. What is Solomon remembered for? The wisest man that ever lived.
Exactly.
You and I never met Solomon, but we know who Solomon is.
Yeah.
The people that claimed to be the richest people in the world that were there, their money is not here on the earth. You're not doing anything with the money. You go, you die, the money's there. People will fight over your properties and all of these things. What's left? What's left? You know, when I was growing up, oh, Bill Gates was the richest man in the world. Oh, tomorrow is Warren Buffett. Everybody is changing. Today now it's Elon Musk. Everybody, oh, this one is the richest person. The moment that your stocks will dry up, the moment that something has issue with your stock, the world will forget you. But the
Yeah,
world cannot
exactly.
forget the man of substance.
That's it.
If you have substance, the world cannot forget you. It's impossible. There will always be a way out. Every single time, there will be a way out. But you need to believe in yourself as well. You need to strongly believe in yourself. And I'm not talking delusional believing in yourself. Because there's a thin line between these things. There's a very, very thin line between these things. You know, knowing who you are, knowing what you're worth, knowing what you have to offer in the right conditions, that is what separates the prepared man, the man that is going to be an accomplisher, to the one that is just a delusional fool. That is the separating factor. That is what will separate you. Always be humble. Every single time, always be humble. If somebody would have told me in 2011, I graduated high school, right? When I graduated high school, I always told to my siblings, my sister, then my elder sister, I always told her, Stabukumi, I want to study abroad. At the time, we didn't have the money for it. It was such a wild dream, you know. It was such a graciously wild dream. I couldn't imagine it, you know. And okay, with time, I just, I kept on saying it. It's not like I never pushed for it, but I kept on saying it. And I remember this is where me and you met, actually, when we went to we met at the, for those who don't know, Ezekiel and I, we met at a tutorial. We were preparing to write WAEC and JAMB and GCE and stuff like this. And we met at the tutorial. And we were friends then. We used to, I remember even a time we came to the class wearing the same kind of clothes with a tie and everything. It was amazing.
Yeah.
It was amazing, you know. But what am I trying to pass across in my story? All of these times when we were doing these things and I was running around and, chasing the things that weren't important. I'm not going to dive into it too much, but at the time we were chasing things that weren't important, But I always held on, no matter what I did. It didn't matter what I was doing. It didn't make any sense to anybody, only made sense to. The dream that I held on to is the fact that I want to study abroad. This is it. How it was going to happen, I have no idea. No clue. But I knew that I held on to it. I kept on saying it. I kept on saying it. I used to attend Christ Embassy at the time, and Pastor Chris used to always say, don't stop talking it. Whatever it is, keep saying it. Speak it into existence. So I kept on saying it. And for me, it was a personal thing with me and God. And occasionally at nights, I'll pray at night and I say, God, remember, I said this thing. This is where I want to study you, And at some point, I remember that I saw something about a scholarship online. And it was supposed to be for Plymouth University. There are two universities, actually. Plymouth University in the UK and Swansea, University of Swansea or something of the sort. I can't remember exactly what it was called because it was a long time ago. And obviously, we didn't have the money for it. I didn't even have an international passport. And I said to myself, you know what? I'm going. I'll go to the meets, to the meet with the people from the school that came to Nigeria. I'll go and see them. I must apply for the scholarship. And I went there. And they told me everything. And at the time, they said, oh, tuition is like £10,000, but you're going to pay, you're going to get a scholarship of like £2,000. And it's going to be like £8,000 just for tuition for a year. At that time, £8,000 to me was, And I'm there like, okay. I'm playing along. I'm forming, as they say. Like, we have the money. It's okay. I'm the only person that went there. And I was, 17 at the time? 17, 18 at the time? I went there. And they told me, when you go and get to school, also accommodation is going to be like £1,000 a year, a month, something of the sorts, with feeding and everything included. So all in all, you're paying like £9,000, £8,000 of tuition a year, and then another £1,000, something of the sorts per month. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, where do I want to see this money? But you know what? I stayed there. I stayed there and I applied. I wrote all the application and everything. My mother didn't know at all of this time. My mother, no idea. And I ended up getting the whole thing, but obviously we didn't have the money to go for it. We didn't have the money because it was a long shot. I was just hoping that something would happen. It is easy to have given up there and then. Very easy to have given up and said, "Oh, it's not working for me, Jare." And that was around the time that now National Open University of Nigeria came up, and everybody was running there. And I could have said to myself, "This is where I'll go, Jare. I don't have any money to go anywhere. National Open University, I'll go there." But I never said this. I kept on to what I needed to do. And I would study. And I remember I took GCE again. I passed GCE again. And after all of this, 2014, my sister came home one day, just randomly, and said, "So how would you like to study in Romania?" Me. Okay. I just said, okay. Yeah. I just said, okay. Out of politeness. I had no idea where on earth Romania was. No clue. I'd never heard. Actually, I'd heard of Romania, but I didn't know where it was. And I heard of Romania because I'm very into cars and I used to watch Top Gear a lot. And they once went to Romania, so it rang a bell, And fast forward, I think that was the year Ebola came out. That was the year we had Ebola in Nigeria, 2014. Yep. So I couldn't go. Again, another obstacle. And I was thinking to myself, Koleshi, it's not possible. We can't overanalyze this one like this now. Every time somebody wants to do something will shall happen, But did I let it push me down? No. Beginning of 2015, it didn't work out in 2014. And we said, okay, we'll try again in 2015. Beginning of 2015, February, I got diagnosed with an illness that required surgery. And depending on how the surgery went and how my recovery went would determine if I was fit enough to go anywhere or do anything. And oh my goodness, during that period, I would stay nights crying, praying in the middle of the night. And eventually I had surgery and my recovery time was very fast. And by the time we reapplied for the uni in Romania, it worked out and I came here. Now, why am I saying all of these stories? Remember I said, when opportunity comes, if you're not prepared, you're already destined to fail.
Exactly.
The person who decided to pay for my tuition to uni, I had never met this man before. I had never seen him before. He had never seen me before. Never. He had no obligation towards me, and I'm forever grateful to him. Till the day that I would die, I'm very grateful to him. The first day I met him, he's my sister's husband, by the way. They got married. The first day that I met him was when he came for my graduation from bachelor's. He came all the way from UK to see me graduate. That's the first day I met him.
Wow.
Imagine that somebody decided that he was going to pay for my tuition and send me to uni, who I'd never met, who didn't know me. Even if he knew himself, he had no obligation towards me. None.
Exactly, yeah.
But people can say, anybody can decide to say, oh, it's luck, it just happened. But me and God, I know the conversations I had with God and the fact that I always held on to this. I always held on, no matter how far-fetched that dream felt. I always held on to it. Now, you will find a lot of people that give up. And that's why I said at the beginning, the moment that you give up, you are guaranteed to fail. That's the point where you signed the papers and said, this is my dream, it's over. The moment you give up, that dream is over. It's never going to be smooth sailing. Never. It's never going to be smooth sailing. If everything was easy, nobody would learn anything.
Exactly.
If everything were easy, all of the biggest inventions that you have today wouldn't exist if everything was easy. The biggest inventions, the things that you find today, the things that you have today is because somebody saw a problem and through blood, sweat, and tears, they looked for a solution to it. So my question to you who is listening to me, what solution do you offer? What solution do you offer? Are you the one who is going to bring a problem, or are you the one who is going to offer a solution? Are you the one who is first to complain? The country is not good, jare. Everything is expensive. Everything is this, everything is that. You're always complaining. Are you the one who is complaining, or are you the one who is looking for a solution? Which one are you? Professionally speaking, I was working at this company before, my previous company. Actually, let's take it back a little bit. And why am I saying these things? I'm trying to take it back because I want to paint the picture exactly how it is. In order for me to get here, I mean, when I came to Romania, let's put it this way. When I came to Romania, I studied international business, computer science for economics. I always loved mathematics. I always loved IT, anything IT related. I loved it. But in my second year of uni, I realized something about myself. I didn't like programming as much as I thought. I didn't like it. It wasn't for me. I enjoyed the process of doing it, but the thought that goes through it, the amount of thinking, the amount of sitting down and trying to figure this and that out. Yes, my brain loves analytical thinking, but this part of it just wasn't for me. And I realized this. And when it was time to be done with bachelor and I decided to go into master's, I switched. I switched into international business for and entrepreneurship, mainly because I used to always say this before, that I know how to bullshit my way around. Forgive my language, but I knew how to do this. I always say this to myself, and I said, I want to try this out. And while I was in uni, we had a course called negotiation techniques or something of the sorts, and I fell in love with it. This is where my love for sales came from. I fell in love with this course, and I said to myself, one day I will work in something like this. I want to do stuff like this. But also now I'm conflicted because my brain loves analytics, and I know that if I'm going in directly into sales and analytics, they weren't mixing together. So I said, one day, probably, I would like to be an analyst somewhere. I would love to do this. I'm in Romania. At the time, I didn't speak any Romanian. I didn't understand the language, nothing. So what have I done? I needed a job. But obviously I don't speak the language, so it was hard to get a job in the first place. Luckily for me, my girlfriend at the time, she linked me up with getting a job at one of the famous stores in here. And I remember when I went for the interview of the store, at the store, I didn't understand anything that was being said. I was just smiling and nodding. I just had to fake it till I made it in that interview. I got the job, and I was arranging things in the store, trying to pick up on the language. This is where I actually started learning the language, because when somebody would come into the store and ask for something, and I didn't know how to answer it, I would signal someone else, listen to what was being said, watch what they were going to pick up on one or two words, and then remember it and try to use that word. And if I used it wrongly, someone was going to correct me one way or the other. Mm-hmm. So this is how I started doing. For 2 years, I worked there. 2 years I worked there like this, until I started being able to have a little bit of a conversation here and there. And my next job after that was at a call center, working in English. Good thing for me then was the fact that they had this possibility to get promoted after 6 months, which I took. I got promoted to a supervisor role. And after that, there came an opportunity for me to go into a sales supervisor role, went into that. And at that point, I started to realize, okay, yes, I want sales, probably not this kind of sales that I was doing here. And it wasn't giving me the opportunity. Now, this is a long list of things that are happening that are connecting to each other, which is leading me to where I am today. Because what I do now, exactly what I would have loved to do, Now, everything is preparing me for where I am today. And I went to, it was time for me to change jobs. I stayed at this company for 2 years. Another 2 years, I stayed at this company. And then I said, you know what? I'm leaving. Some things happened in the background. The company wasn't going in the direction I wanted to go. So I decided, you know what? I'm leaving. It's easy. It's easy to, because I'm not going to lie, I was earning quite some good money there. For me, at the time, it was good money. It wasn't crazy money, but it was good money for me. I was comfortable. I'm never somebody that chases after the money. As long as I'm comfortable where I am, I don't mind any other thing.
Okay.
And I spoke to my boss at the time, and he didn't give me any kind of confidence that the company will go in the direction I wanted to go. So I left. And I joined this company where I am today. It was a bit of a scary situation when I joined, because I wasn't looking, it was new waters for me. It was new territory for me. Yes, it is exactly what I wanted, but it was new territory. I've never been in this position before. And I was even more scared, considering the fact that in my interview, not once did they ask me to do any practical things, like do some analysis here. They never tested my knowledge in this. Never. They only asked me a few questions. Oh, do you know this? Do you know this? What's your plan for this? Okay. When it got to the job and I said, when it's time to do analysis, what am I going to do? I had to learn on the fly. And this is how I've been here for a few years now. For a year and a half, actually. I've been at this company for a year and a half. And it's been a growth by growth situation for me here. Why am I pointing this out? Why am I giving you all of these timelines? You have to have an end goal.
Yeah.
There needs to be an end goal. From the moment that you start, that you set out, there needs to be an end goal. There needs to be a thing that you're trying to achieve. And no matter what is the challenge that comes your way, no matter what is the circumstances that come your way, you need to know for certain that I'm not giving up on this goal. There will come a lot of distractions along the way. A whole lot of distractions. And I see that this is where a lot of people fall. There will come a lot of distractions. Be that your personal interests, be that the interests of others, be that influence from outside. Distractions will come. Because the moment that you're on the right path, best believe that somebody will distract you. Best believe.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Bible says that the thief cometh to steal, to kill, and to destroy. You think that when something is going good, this is my Christian upbringing speaking through here. When everything is going good, you think that the people that want bad for you are going to sit down and cross their legs and look at you. No. No. They won't.
No. Exactly.
Not at all. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't see things the way I see things, in the sense that a lot of sometimes I tend not to show it as much, but a lot of my life is based on the Word of God.
Yeah.
It's the upbringing that I have. Train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he's old, he will not depart from it. It doesn't matter how my English is lacking. I'm lacking the word in English here.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's it.
So even if you're not doing the things, the things that our mothers used to tell us, that, do this, do that, you find yourself at an adult age is the exact same thing that you're doing. Why? Because it's been instilled into you. It's that the things that became the foundation for you. It's that the things that built you to where you are today. So, those distractions, when they will come, my brother, my sister, run the other way. Run the other way. People might say, it's fun. You need to have fun. You need to do this. You need to do that. Okay, good for you. That's your problem. That's not my problem. I know where I'm going to. And the road to where I'm going to, that's not it. That's not it. It's just like somebody going from, I'll use an example that you can follow, trying to go from Ojota to Maryland. And I enter bus going to Ikorodu first. You see how it's not adding up?
Yeah.
It doesn't add up. But that the distraction will come. For me, one of my biggest distractions here was my love for football. I absolutely still love football. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love it. I will play football, play football. I sprained my ankles more times than I can count. I've had a broken rib. I've had a lot, a lot. For context, my wife and I, when we met, well, not exactly when we met, but when we started seeing each other, what brought us together was the fact that I sprained my ankle during a football tournament. This is what brought us together.
Are you serious? Wow.
Yeah. But this was my
good.
distraction. This was my distraction. Yes, maybe it will helps me clear my head, help me just relax and all of these things. But this was my distraction. But I knew at the back of my mind that this is just a distraction. Maybe it's a guilty pleasure. I like to do it, but this wasn't the road to where I was going to. It wasn't going to help me to get to where I'm going to. So it got to a point I said, you know what? I'm sitting down, focusing. I know where I'm trying to get to. Nobody's going to distract me. So I ask again, what is your plan? What is your plan? What is the idea? What is the goal that you're trying to reach? Hold on to that goal. Hold on to it. And don't let anybody take it away from you for absolutely any reason. If you're somebody that likes to get a vision board, get a vision board. Put it up. Write it. Write it down. And that way, every time you wake up, you will see it. This is what I'm trying to achieve. I do this a lot with things that I need to do personally. I have sticky notes. I cannot show you, but I have a bunch of sticky notes just here. I have them. Just, you know what? I'm going to try to do that. Look at this. I have a bunch of sticky notes everywhere, right? Everywhere I have sticky notes reminding me of what I need to do. If you need to do this for yourself, if this is what it would take to give you as a reminder to get to your goal and be that accomplisher that you want to be, then do it. The trouble will come. The Bible says when you go through diverse tests, count it as what? As joy.
Joy, yeah.
Be happy. Be happy. If they can prosecute Jesus, who on earth are you? Who are you? Who are you? Who knows your name? Who knows who you are? Trouble will come. Trouble will come. Trouble will always come. But the only people who make it out the end is the ones that hold on to the goal, and two, they never give up.
Yeah.
Listen for advice. Take advice from here. Mix everything together. And then merge it with what God says about your life. If God says go like this, and you go like this, you failed. You have failed woefully. And not just ordinary failure. Massive, massive failure. You have failed. Okay? That's a standard is using. If you go one way and God says go the other, you have failed, my brother, my sister. You have failed. It seems like a joke to a lot of people when I say certain things. They look like, hey, this one doesn't know what he's saying. You're joking, but it's true. I've seen way too much, and I've dealt with way too many people to know. I have been an example for this myself. I know that the moment that you give up on something, and it was the right path that you are following, you have guaranteed yourself that you're not going to get there. Guarantee. Because maybe you will come back to it later, but the opportunity that came initially has gone. That's where that famous saying, they say opportunity comes but once. So if the opportunity came and you are not ready, I know who I am. I'm an accomplisher. My brother, you are lying to yourself. Because why? When the chance presented itself, You were nowhere to be found. Even if you were found, again, I ask you, what do you have to offer? What do you bring to the table? Are you the solution provider or are you the problem finder? Are you the one who sees the negativity in everything? Are you the one who sees where all the problems are, but you cannot offer one single solution? You're not accomplishing anything this way. You're not accomplishing absolutely nothing. This is just life. This is life. I know a lot of young people these days, the way that we grew up is very different from the way a lot of the young people are. It feels a bit weird for me to be saying stuff like this because a few years ago I was just a kid myself. But, times have changed. Times have changed. I see a lot of things going on these days and I think to myself, what on earth has the world turned into? The principles that we had growing up, the things that we did growing up, the way that things were instilled in us when we were growing up, I think to myself, what changed? What changed? Our young girls this day, and forgive me, our young girls this day, especially in Nigeria, everybody is about money. It's about money. Nobody is
You're
looking.
correct that. You're
Nobody's
correct.
looking for what to do, how to improve things. I was watching this show on YouTube, and I don't know if you know it. It's a very popular one on YouTube in Nigeria. This Pop the Balloon thing with Nance Mirage.
Yeah.
I've seen it a few times, and there's this question that she usually asks the ladies, and she asks them, "So, what do you bring to the table?" That is an amazing question to me, and it baffles me every single time I hear the responses. I hear somebody would say something like, "I'm the table." Shut your mouth. I'm the table. That's such a nonsensical answer. Imagine somebody's trying to offer you the way to a good life. Just as an example, God has sent somebody into your life and says, sort this person out, give this person the way, and then they come and they ask you, what do you bring to the table? I'm the table. Oh my God. Oh, what do you look? Even when we're searching for partners, what are you looking for in a partner? I need someone with money. Can you afford me? Oh dear God. Are you a commodity? Are you a commodity? These are simple. You might not think much of these questions, but that possibly could have been an opportunity that somebody was presenting to you. And because of your indiscipline, it's gone away. Because if I will come, and I know me and you, we spoke about this a while ago when we initially spoke about this, and I said, hey, I'm looking forward to at some point to sponsor 1-2 people to do something, possibly even give out some financial assistance for something. Imagine I will ask somebody, what do you have to offer? And they will tell me, or what do you bring to the table? And then you open your mouth and tell me I'm the table. No. You get me? But this is how some people lose. This is how some people lose the help that God has sent to them. Because, and don't get me wrong, I'm not some rich dude somewhere. I'm not some rich guy somewhere that has money just flying around, Not at all. But it's been playing on my heart. It's been playing on my heart. Two things that have been playing on my heart. Particularly a friend of mine whom, for privacy reasons, I won't say his name. I've been working, it's been, since the moment I left Nigeria, it's been on my heart that I wanted to do something good for him. We're working towards it, And this guy, the only reason why I can help him is because he showed me that he was ready. He showed me that he was prepared. I asked him a few questions a while ago, like, okay, so what can we do? What can we do? And he told me straight up. He told me what I needed to hear. Told me what is the thing that were his plans, what he wanted to do. And that's how I knew this guy is serious. Until today, even though we tried doing it for him last year and it didn't work, guess what? We did it again. We're doing it again this year. And even to the point that I may not have... okay, in order for me to explain this, I need to say exactly what is the thing. We're trying to get into university, right? I may not have money to do something for myself, but I have his tuition. I'm not touching it. His tuition is there. You get me? The money is there. But that's because when the opportunity came, when opportunity knocked on his door, he answered. He answered. This is why you have to be prepared. What do you bring to the table? Some of you are not serious with your lives. But you need to take things seriously. Your personal life, your relationship with God. He who walks in the flesh is doomed. You walk in the flesh, you are doomed. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and powers. You think, It's sad for when I see people that don't have a relationship with God. It is sad to me. It's a sad one. I hear some people tell me things like, I don't believe in God. It's sad. Sad. It's very sad. Very, very sad. But as who we are, you who you are, I've known you for years. Yeah, we haven't kept in touch for a long time. But when we did speak, you could tell that there's some growth on both our sides. For your viewers who don't know, for your listeners who don't know, Ezekiel and I, as I said, we met at tutorials, but occasionally, we used to have what we call cell meetings at the time. And Ezekiel would come to my house, we'll have fellowship in my house. I remember that we would go for some programs at church, and I dragged Ezekiel there. I remember we went for one all night. We all wore the same clothes. We dragged him there. Me and Ezekiel, we go very way back. We go way, 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 way back. And you could see from the onset that this guy had something he was going for. There was a end goal for him. And that is why when I spoke to Ezekiel about a month ago or so, and, I found out what he's been up to, it wasn't a surprise for me. It wasn't a surprise because the writing had always been on the wall. The goals was there. The end goal was there. It didn't matter what was going to happen. This was the end goal. And I know for certain that probably along your way, you've had distractions. The distractions have come.
So many.
But he who stays on the path is the only one that gets to the finish line. If you're running 100 meters, if you're in a sprint, an unofficial sprint, if you would cross over to the lane next to you, you get disqualified.
Mm-hmm.
You get disqualified. And this is probably the reason why some of us don't reach the potential. Because we cross into things that are not meant for us. Everybody is doing it, so me, I want to join. Oh, I pity you. Everybody is doing it, so me, I want to join. I'm a living testimony to that. I'm not going to go into specifics, but I'm a living testimony to that. Everybody is doing it, so me, I want to join. They said, Ajatoba Mason, okay, for those who don't understand Yoruba, it means the dog who will go missing, the hunting dog who is going to go missing, will never hear the whistle of the hunter.
Exactly. Yeah.
The moment that dog is determined to go missing, you will never hear the whistle of the hunter. That the world is doing it doesn't mean that it is meant for you. Cryptocurrency, one time, everybody's going to cryptocurrency. Me too, I want to join cryptocurrency. Who said this for you? My friend cashed out on betting. He went to do sporty bets, Bet Niger. Who said Bet Niger is for you? Who said it's for you? Huh? That's not for you. And you wonder to yourself, why am I losing money every time? Why am I losing money? Why am I losing money? Because you are delving into things that are not for you. That's why. I applaud useful exuberance. I applaud when people try to explore, spread your wings, learn new things. I'm all for it. But never forget where it is you're going. Yoruba say, remember the son of who you are. Remember where it is that you're going. Remember the end goal for you. I don't know if I'm speaking to someone. And when the opportunity will come, be ready to offer something. Be ready to be a solution provider. The biggest people in the world today found solutions to an existing problem. If you cannot find a solution to an existing problem, you're not going anywhere. This is the plain truth. Even if you say, me, I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I'm not trying to own this business here or there. I'm not trying to do this. Okay, good for you. But even in your job, even when you will work for another man's company, if you are not a solution, nobody pays you to just sit down there. Nobody's going to pay you to just sit down there. No, they pay you so that you can make their business run better. If you are not making their business run better, guess what? You're out.
Yeah, exactly.
So always have something that tangible that you bring into the table. My dear, you are not the table. The world does not revolve around you. You are not the table. The sooner you understand this, the sooner your life gets better. Even Jesus himself, when he was here, he did everything right. He was the most righteous person on the planet when he walked on this planet. But guess what? People still found fault in what he did. Guess what? That's why they ended up crucifying him, because they couldn't stand him. They couldn't stand him. So what more you who will surely make mistakes? And if you are making those mistakes and you're not offering anything to counterbalance it, if you're not offering anything to show people what it is that you're worth, mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Wow.
I hope somebody's understanding what I'm having to say. So,
yeah,
to cut my long story short, because I know we've taken over an hour now, to cut what I'm trying to pass across to you today: determination, preparedness, having a solution, having a goal. You know, these are the things that help you stand out. These are the things that help you become the accomplisher. If you are not willing to put in the efforts, if you're not willing to put in the efforts, you are destined to fail. Everything is not going to be easy. Everything is not going to be easy. There are going to be trying times. There are going to be trying times. Even if you walk with God, there will still be trying times. The disciples, when they were on the boat and Jesus was sleeping, how was the sea? The sea was restless.
exactly.
But they were with Jesus in the boat. But they went, you know, people, you know how they say it now, my eye saw Shege. Disciples, their eye saw Shege in the boat. You know? But they were with Jesus himself. They were with Jesus, not even like you are praying that he's watching you from above. No, he was right there in the boat with them. But you know what? They saw Shege. But only when they decided, okay, we are done. We are not about to do this by ourselves. Let's involve the big man. Let's involve the big man. This was when he got up, all he had to say was a sentence. Not even a sentence, a phrase. And everything calmed down. Which is why I don't joke with my fellowship with God. It's very important for me. Very, very important for me. Even when I was picking a partner for myself, one of the key details for me, I knew that it doesn't matter who I'm seeing. If you don't believe in God, me and you cannot work. I knew. Me and this person, you cannot work if you don't believe in God. Because for me, that was a non-negotiable. You know, non-negotiable. So yes, you can have all the ability. Yes, you can have all the knowledge. But if you stand on your own, if you stand on your own, you're like standing on sand.
That's it.
You're like
That's it. That's
standing on
good.
sand. You will sink. If you lean on your own understanding, oh dear God. You that leans on your own understanding, you're like standing in quicksand. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you will fall. It's not, will I fall? No, no, no. Certainly you will. It's just a matter of when. That's why you might see a lot of people now. I want to be like this guy. This one is, as they say, he's cashing out. He has a lot of money. He's doing this, he's doing that. You want to look at somebody else's clock to run your race. Nah, 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 nah.
Mm.
No.
Wow. Wow, man.
But you need to be prepared. You need to have something that you're giving. You need to have something that you're able to bring tangibly that helps you to that separates you from the others. This is how you become an accomplisher. This is how you become who it is that you're trying to be. Because you are sticking to it. It doesn't matter how much you get shaken, you are sticking to it. You stick with it. Bible says, 1,000 shall fall by your side, 10,000 by your right hand, but none of it will come by you. None.
Yeah.
Only with your eyes will you see the reward of the wicked. Only with your eyes you will see it. It will happen. It didn't say it's not going to happen. It will happen. But you will only use your eye to see it. It will not affect you. So that's why we need to hold on. Hold on to the word of God. Hold on to his word. Hold on to your convictions. Align them. And then, as it says in the Bible, he shall make your way prosperous. You're not going to do it on your own. He will make your way prosperous. So I hope, I'm going to wrap it up. And I hope someone has been able to pick up something from what I've been able to share. I hope that somebody will hold on to the things that I've been able to share today. I hope that somebody will take what I've said and they will run with it. Remember, the moment that you give up on your dream, you have signed and sealed that document that says you will never achieve it. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. And let God be part of the process. Let God be part of the process. Don't look at any other person's watch to run. I remember when I used to feel sad that all my friends that we went to secondary school together, all of them got into uni. All of them did that, they did this. Guess what? With ASU strike and everything, I finished my masters. I'm working. Some of them are just doing NYSC.
Exactly,
Some of
my
them are
brother,
just doing
man.
NYSC. And I've graduated high school in 2011, which is 14 years ago. 14. I left high school 14 years ago. I'm saying itself is even making me feel old. Oh, Allah is so now. You know? But I used to feel sad. I used to feel sad that even people that I was smarter than in school, all of them got into uni. Me, I'm here. You know, I used to feel this way. But, I held on to the goal. When the opportunity came, I had something to offer. If the opportunity will come and you do not have anything to offer, that's not good. That's not good. So, work on yourself, walk with God, figure out the thing that is his plan for you. And when you've gotten that, hold on to it. Never let go. It doesn't matter all the shaking that will come, all the disturbances that will come, all the trouble and turbulence that will happen. Hold on to it. Hold on to it. And I guarantee you that you will rejoice. I guarantee you that you will rejoice. I guarantee you. So yeah,
Wow.
that's it for me.
Wow.
That's it for me. I'm just gonna leave it there.
Wow, man. Man. Wow. This is truly insightful, and this is having you right here is a blessing, and I believe that everyone who has listened, from people who has been listening online, and also because I can see that Some people are just branching in, branching out, things like that. But we believe that as we post it later, and people get to see it and listen, they understand that from the story you gave, and from the lessons learned, and from the, the end goal, right? The end product of everything you've said, right? People should be able to understand that as determined as you are, you should still keep on pressing in, right? So that at the end, there's always a story to tell that you pressed in, you believed in God, you were pushing yourself forward, and you could see the result better. Because I think I remember when after school, after uni and the rest like that, during my service year, I was asking God, I said, okay, after service year, what am I going to do? Because because this is for God's sake, this is Nigeria, carrying them CV here and there, your here and there, and be moving here and there. I'm saying they're looking for a job, man. It's somehow. So for me, I didn't see myself in that light because right from time I've been saying this to myself that Ezekiel, you're not a local breed, you're an international breed, you're an international voice. I tell myself that thing every time. So when you were talking about when you were actually affirming to the words that yeah, I'm going to study abroad. It clicked back again. I was just laughing. I was like, yeah, it's true, it's true. Keep saying it, keep saying it, keep saying it. And funny enough, during the service year, other people were, let's say, in a way, to me, they're actually thinking locally. But I was thinking so fast. I was telling myself that I will not work for a company that in Nigeria. I mean, I need to build myself up because I studied microbiology in school. Please, who will what job? I just end up in a lab trying to culture microorganisms. And for God's sake now, I'm a man for God's sake now. We need money and some other things now to actually sustain ourselves in this economy. so I was just telling myself, I said, no, I need to go further. And during the service year, someone introduced us to IT. That's it, the whole concept of IT, everything, that there are branches that you just have to be a specialty in one. You should be very good at this so that you know how to navigate your system yourself. So that because most of the time, most people in IT, they tend to know everything but still are not master of none, right? So it affects so many people that even when they're given a job, it has to do, they start bringing everything they've learned, and it can make them go gaga. So I was able to learn something and do it. After leaving NYC, after praying and saying that God, what's the next step? And God told me that you have to work in church. And I'm like, work in church? As what now? As what? So I was like, no. Do you know that when I came back from my service year home, my dad was like, I've been preparing one small office for you in church. And I'm like, oh God, why? Why work in church? What I'm doing church now? So it was somehow people coming to church looking at me. Sometimes like that mockery was there. They were like, guy, you need to make money. Go outside and make money. And you can do this, everything. Not doing that, God was telling me into being multifaceted in different things, right? So during the time I was actually working in church, I released like 3 singles. Now I'm trying to get an EP ready. I released like 3 singles without any promotion. I was invited to a TV station to just talk about it and giving an exclusive treatment for an upcoming artist, for God's sake, please. For upcoming artist, not someone that is known. They gave me an exclusive treatment, telling me that there's going to be an interview that after the whole session that I need to meet a director that we need to chat. I'm like, wait, this guy, you're working in church, for God's sake. This, what's going on? What's going on? So from there, I now remember that, okay, I told myself that I'm not local. I am international. Anything I do must be international. Must be very like my range must be known in some parts. Even if it's not the whole world, I should be communicating with people of let's say of a mindset that they don't think in a box only. There's a widespread of their thought pattern, right, into different things, right? People who are intellectually sound. So seeing me talking to the director about some things like that, he was even asking me that, okay, do you have a team? So and that, okay, that. And I'm like, wait, what is going on? Do you know that after working in church, assuming I didn't work in church, I wouldn't have been singing or having songs to actually place into different places. After church, I didn't struggle to get a job, right? Someone came to give me my job while I was sitting there working in church as an administrative aide in church. So sometimes when I tell someone about this, they'll be like, are you sure? Are you aligned? I said, this is the way it is. When you beckon on grace and you know what you want to do at the end, like you said, yeah, and everything you said today, it is also like a pattern also towards in my life that I was really checking through. Even as I was in church, I was learning some things online. I'll go for classes. I'll go for classes on data analysis. I'll go for classes on different like I'll just tell myself, okay, I must know so many things, so that I can represent myself well anywhere. From there, I saw myself being a host of one whatever, even before breakout session. And I'm like, okay, it seems that God is trying to navigate me in different aspects. So God was actually putting me in some circles where I was able to talk to people internationally, pray for them, speak words of life, words of wisdom into their spirit. I was just to myself, as I'm talking to someone like that, the Spirit of God will just tell me that this person actually needs this at this point in time. And I was speaking it. But like, please, sorry, do you know me from somewhere? Did you search me online? I said, no. As I just saw you, I was just connected to, I was just in my spirit. I had this urge in my spirit to just talk to you. So everything was just flowing in dimensions, flowing in a way that is beyond human comprehension. So like you said, when you don't trust in God, even with all your goals, your aspirations, you have written so many things down, when you want to achieve this, and you still don't put God in the center, you will not see, you will cry tire. You will cry tire. You will not see those things come in manifestation because you didn't put the creator in your creation, right? So
Exactly.
he is the creator that can certify it that okay, this is where you are going to stay. This is where you're going to prosper. This is where your blessing is going to erupt from. So most believers, let's say believers, or let me say in general, in quotes, right? Everyone, they don't impute God, who is really the creator of everything. All these things they are saying, He gave the wisdom for man to make different things. He gave the wisdom into man to become a solution provider. So if you don't put the creator in your creation, how do you think you want to break barriers? You want to break protocols. You want to do great and mighty things. My brother, my sister, man, you have nothing to show for later. You will not see anything. You will cry well, cry well. So man, I'm so happy to have my brother here. Like I said before, is an honorable, yeah, is an honorable, yeah, an honorable. So it's great. But before we go, I'll just ask one question, or maybe a question that is actually in some people's heart. That now you've talked about uh, everything, basically everything. Your determination, your passion, don't be distracted. Just be focused. Your your focus mindset. There's always going to be a determinant towards the end goal. So, what if someone, right? What if someone, with all the goals and all the aspirations written down so many things, and it still didn't work out. Not that they were not focused; they were actually focused enough, right? They had all the templates, they had all the things written down, vision boards was created, and all sorts. But still, they are still in a state of confusion, it's a state of let me say lack of purpose. How will you be able to advise that kind of person, and what should be push for that person?
Very good question. First of all, I would draw attention to a passage in the Bible where Apostle Paul was referring to, I believe it was in Philippians. I could be mistaken, but I believe that's where it is. It says, I wish above all things that you may prosper and be in
Yeah,
health, even as your soul prospers.
yeah.
Above all things, he wishes what? That you prosper. That's the number one on that list. Every other thing followed, but the prosperity was number one. Now, you've tried everything. You've done everything. You've put vision boards. You've laid it before God. Nothing is working out. Then you are not done holding on. Job. Job was the most steadfast person in the Bible. Job lost everything. Every single thing. He could have easily blamed God for saying he could have done everything. And if we're being honest, you can't blame him if he did, because he went through it. You know, he went through it. But he held on, and he got rewarded for it at the end of the day. One thing about life and working with God is the fact that the grace of God takes you before kings. It takes you before kings. If you're claiming that you've done everything, you've tried everything, then you are not done holding on to God just yet. You're not done. You're not done because he makes everything right in his time. In his time. It might not be your time. You might not like it. You might not like it, but he makes everything right in his time. Sarah could have said exactly the same thing. Sarah and Abraham, they could have said exactly the same thing when they were looking for a kid. They tried and tried. She was in her 90s, if I'm not mistaken, when she eventually had Isaac. And because of their persistence, because of holding on to it, Abraham, what was the blessing that God gave to him? Called him what? The father of many nations. The father of, and everybody laughed at him and said, you're nothing, you can't even father a kid, all of these things. But today, all those people that laughed at him, where are they? Do you know any of their names? Do you know any of their names? No. But we know Abraham's name. One thing people will never understand, and I think this is my understanding, and I'm happy that I've gotten this understanding, is the fact that the world may not understand it, the world may not see it, even I may not see it, but 100% I will hold on to the prophecies and the word of God. This is me, my choice. It might not look like it. It's easy to say that you've tried everything, but as long as you're still breathing, there's hope. As long as that you're still breathing, there's hope. In the past few years, I've gone through a few things that I could have easily said, well, that's the end of my life. It was easy for me to say this. It was easy for me to say, oh, that's the end of my life. However, just when I thought, yep, everything has gone south, everything has ended, this is the end of it, that's the end, nobody know about Shegun anymore. Shegun is done, dusted. God came through. He's giving me a new lease of life, teaching me new ways to go forward. So you might think, oh, I've tried everything, I've done everything, put vision boards. Okay, good for you. Good start. But again, I will repeat, the moment that you decide that you're giving up, that's the moment that thing is not going to come through. You can wait. You might not like it, how it's happening. But if God's plan says otherwise, best believe otherwise is what will happen. Best believe when he says, this is when it will happen, this is when it will happen. It's just like somebody who is mad. They're staying up all night. They stay from 6 p.m. and they stayed till 3 a.m. And then, because the sun wasn't out, they say, I've tried everything. I've waited. I stayed the whole day and the sun didn't come out. The sun doesn't exist because of this. You are fair. It's a fair analysis on your part because logically you stayed for a lot of hours and you didn't see the sun. Even on the days that it is cloudy, and you will stay from 12 a.m. till 12 a.m. and you don't see the sun, and then you say, the sun doesn't exist. Doesn't mean the sun doesn't exist. That you didn't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. The sun is still there. The sun is still there. The favor of God, what you should be asking for is letting God know, hey, God, I've tried. I've done everything. Grant me favor. Grant me mercy. Because the favor of God, the moment the favor of God goes before you, it will open doors that you didn't even imagine could be opened.
Yeah.
You need to ask for the favor of God. That is the only thing that is left that I can tell you. The favor of God is the one thing. Every single day, one of the prayers that I say to myself is, Father, please grant me favor as I step out today. Just to myself, I say it every single time. So as I'm stepping out, I say this little prayer to myself, grant me favor today. It might not seem like much, but that's all I need. Because the moment that the favor of God is there, you can be the worst person on the planet. Apostle Paul, he was Saul before. What did he used to do? He used to prosecute Christians. He used to kill them left, right, and center. Today, he is one of the biggest saints that everybody knows who Apostle Paul is. Everybody knows. So if things can turn around for him, of course, things can change for you. Things can change for you. If things can change for the lepers that Jesus Christ healed, things can change for you. You know? Anything is possible. Anything is possible. But don't give up. Always hold on to God. This thing is you and it's like a covenant between you and God. It's a commitment that you have. It's a personal understanding with you and God. It's not between you and anybody else. You know, people can say, laugh at you. This one they do SU. This one, you know, people can laugh at you. Okay, let them laugh. Let them laugh. Me, I don't care what anybody has to say about me. I don't care. You can say whatever it is that you want to say. I do not care. My wife knows. If minding your business was a person, me, that's me. I don't care. If it's not a matter of God is sorting this out for me, I don't want to hear it. I don't care. You can tell me about some things today. You can literally tell me about them now. Ask me about it tomorrow. I don't remember. You know what? It's not important for me. The bits of things that are important for me is my relationship with God, is how I can take advantage of the favor and the mercy that I'm receiving from Him. These are the things that are important. Every other thing, I don't remember. I don't want to know about it. This is the only thing that matters to me. So, to answer your question, keep at it. Do not give up. It doesn't matter how you feel. God's timing is not the same as your timing. When He says, as He has said that He will do it, the Bible says God is not a man that He should lie. But the moment that He has said that, you know, this thing that you asked for is He will do it, He will do it. He's our heavenly Father. The same way that you ask your Father for bread and He won't give you stone, what more the heavenly Father? What more the one that has all creation in His hands? Come on. These things are self-explanatory. These things are self-explanatory. If you walk with God, there is no such thing as it didn't happen. There's no such thing as this, because it will always happen. It has no choice. The moment God has said it will happen.
you good, good. You're basically uh, giving us a very nice dish that we could take from now till the end of the year, because for every pointers you lead on to right here, it's a wake up call to people who are still in that breach of giving up and also trying again, right? So I believe that everyone has listened or are listening, then also engaging something that is greater, right? Pursue something that is greater, pursue something that could challenge you daily, and let God be the center of everything you're pursuing, so that speedy speedy progress, right? Speed in everything you're doing. Speed, 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 right? Like our beloved Honorable said, his life is a testimony, right? My life is a testimony, right? From everything we've heard today, everything. So I know there's some things that he could not even fathom, because he knows that it was God that was actually orchestrating everything. Yeah, yeah. Same goes to me too, because how will you be working in church and someone remembered you from nowhere, and just called you or sent you a message that, please, can you work in this company, this and that, can you do this? And thank God I was ready, like you said, readiness. I was ready, and immediately I started immediately. So I was prepared, and I was waiting for the opportunity, and the opportunity came, and I went for it. Yeah. Oh man. Time has gone, but I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed this session, man. I really enjoyed the session, man.
It's a
Man. Man.
pleasure.
Man. Man. I really enjoyed the session. Then from what he said before, mm, there's going to be a plan for something greater.
Hmm.
Uh, we have not really spoken at length on how it's going to go for it. So we'll be giving you guys updates very soon as we speak better, and I pray for more grace upon that, and also more blessings, because it should not only be a one man thing, right? It should be like a team effort, right? So I pray that as your vision is coming to manifestation, we have more support, more sponsorship, so that everything will just be stress free, at ease. No barrier, no stressing of putting things in order like that. And like I told you before, now I got you, man. When you're ready,
Thank you very much.
let's do something better. Let's impact our world, right?
Thank
Impact our world
you
better.
so much. I
So
really, really appreciate it. So thank you.
you're welcome. You're welcome. So thank you so much again. Like I said
Pleasure.
before, I'll keep on saying it's Honorable Olusegun.
Honorable indeed.
Ayo-Ariyo, man. So man, say hi to your wife for me, because I think she joined at a point. Yeah, I think
Yes,
she
she
joined
did.
at a point. Yeah, so yeah, so it's awesome. Please take care of my brother well, though, because he's chopping up. He's chopping up, and I love this. I love this, right? I love this. I love you, brother. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you
I
for having me.
appreciate
Thank you
you.
for having me. I
I
appreciate
appreciate
it.
you so much. So much. So, see you all. Thank you for joining. And it is a wake up call. Go forth and manifest. God bless you. See
Thank
you
you very
guys.
much, and thank you for having me again. Bye bye.
You're welcome.